All right, we're doing number 40. 40. Number of heads when 4 coins are tossed. Okay, so 4 coins are tossed. They could be, and this was number of heads, so there could be 4 heads. So 0 heads would be all tails, and that's going to only be 1 out of. Now, if we're doing 1, there's 2 outcomes. 2, 4 outcomes. 3 would be 4 times 2 is 8, and 4 heads would be 8 times 2 is 16. So 1/16th chance of getting no heads. Getting 1 head, it could be on the first, so it could be head, tail, 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 or tail, head, tail, tail, or tail, tail, head, tail, or tail, 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 head. So there are 4 of them that have 1 head, 2 heads, 3 heads, 4 heads. So 3 heads would be the same as having 1 tail, and 1 tail would be the same as having 1 head, and so that's going to be 4/16. And all heads happens one way, 1/16. And so we've got 5, 10, and out of 16, so there's got to be 6 more ways to get 2 heads. Okay, and I could count those for you. Now I'll save that. 42. The number of girls in families with 4 children. Okay, that's same as number of heads when tossing 4 coins. So this could be girls, and 0 girls, 1 girl, 2 girls, 3 girls, 4 girls, and it'd be the same distribution. So you can be heads, or girls, or boys, or tails, and that would be same distribution. All right. 45. 45. Odds. Rolling a fair dice and getting a 5 or a 6. Well, the outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And getting a 5 or 6, there's 2 ways to get success. And so the probability of getting a 5 or 6 is 2 out of 6. But the odds of getting a 5 or 6 is, again, odds are successes. There are 2 successes over the failures, and there are 4 that are fail that task of getting a 5 or 6. So it's 1/2. The odds for getting a 5 or 6 is 1 to 2. The gambling odds would be 2 to 1, but they didn't ask for that. Then we're going to do 46, which says the odds of flipping 2 fair coins and getting a head and a tail. Well, you get head, 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 tail, tail, head, tail, tail. How many outcomes have a head and a tail? Successes, there's 2 of them that are success, and if we're doing odds, there are 2 that are failures, and so the odds are 1 to 1, or 1 to 1, or 1. And odds don't have to be between 0 and 1. 48. Gambling odds. You bet. Your bet against is 4 to 5, 5 to 4. So that means if you bet $4, you win 5. Well, they bet 20, and so working this ratio out, this is 5 times larger, so this has to be 25, 5 times larger. So you would win 25. 49. 49. Now we're doing computing probabilities. Decide the method, whether it's theoretical or relative frequency. Drawing a royalty card. Jack, Queen, King from a standard deck of cards. Well, you could actually, you know how many cards, you know how many Jacks, Queens, and Kings, so you can do that theoretically. The next one is 51. Drawing an ace of hearts or an ace of diamonds from a standard deck. Again, you know all the possibilities, so it's theoretically. Now we're going to jump to 63. 63. Not rolling a sum of 7 with 2 fair dice. We know all the outcomes. We know which ones give a sum of 7. We know which ones don't give a sum of 7, so we can do that theoretically. And then we're to 66. And on 66, randomly meet somebody not born in May or June. That could be done because we know exactly how many days there are. We know how many days are in May or June, so we know how many that are not May or June, and so we can do that theoretically. And 71. 71. You're required to take 5 courses, one of each of humanities, social society, sociology, science, math, and music. You have a choice of 4 humanities. This is 71. 4 humanities, so you got to pick one of them. So it's 4 choices there. Sociology, of which there is 3 of them. So now we have 12 choices, 12 ways to choose a humanities and sociology, but then we got to choose a science course, and there are 5, so now we're going to multiply by 5, and then we're finally going to multiply by the music class, which there's 3 to choose from. So 5 times 4 is 20, times 9 is 180. 73. 73 says, model car you're considering comes with or without air conditioning, with or without sunroof, with or without CD player, and 8 stock colors. So we got 8 times 2 times 2 times 2. With or without air conditioning, with or without the sunroof, with or without, what was the other? CD player. So that's 8, 16, 32, 64. And then 74. 74. Gender politics. What's the probability that you meet a woman at the deal? Well, there's 21 out of the 100, so it's 0.21. That's A. B. What's the probability that you meet an independent? Well, there's 6 and 4. There's 10 out of the 100, so it's 0.1. C. What's the probability that you do not meet a Democrat? Well, there is 41 Democrats. So the ones that are not Democrats would be the rest, which would be 59. So out of the 100, which is 0.59. And D, what's the probability that you meet a female Republican? Female Republican is 0.21. Oh, meet a woman. I messed up on the first one. I just did that one, 0.21. The first one, meet a female at the convention, would be the 21, the 25, and the 6. That's 46, 52.52. Go back and change that one. Sorry. And then E. E. What's the probability that you meet someone who is not a male Democrat? So if there's 16 that are male Democrats, so there's 84 left of the 100 that are not a male Democrat. So that's 84 out of 100, or 0.84. And then finally 76. 76. Marriage. What's the probability that you meet someone between 35 and 44 that's married, a woman married woman was married for the first time between 35 and 44, and that they said it's 10.1%, so the probability is 0.101. 35 to 44 is 4.5%, which is 0.045 probability. And then they say make a distribution, which means you would just write out all of those as decimals. You would go under 20 would be 0.166, and then 24 to there would be 0.408, and you would have these categories listed on top, and you could go through that. And that's it.